Hello, my friends. It's Katie Rubin, your friendly neighborhood modern mystic, energy healer, divine light channel. It's lovely to see you all. Happy Monday. I hope you're doing great. I hope you had a fruitful, entertaining, enjoyable weekend and that fun was had by all. I have your 3-card spread for the week. It's an interesting, complex, dynamic one, so let's dive in. For those of you who might be new here, I do open the Akashic records of the group of people that will watch this video and benefit from it. And so that includes you because you're watching this in the moment that I'm making it or afterwards. We'll find out. The dry desert. We're coming from the dry desert in some shape or form. We'll talk about that. That's your recent past position. The present moment is the Golden Palace reversed, which is interesting. Let's look at what the hell that has to do with. And the outcome card is the coming apart card. Dry desert in the recent past, Golden Palace reversed, coming apart card is the outcome. All right, and let's hear what Colette Baron Reed has to say about this, and I'll obviously give you guys some downloads as they come through from my own perspective. All right, so in the recent past, we have the dry desert card, and the little subtitle to that says, dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. This is your recent past. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort, you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks can be deceiving. This is a most important place to find what's truly right for you. So yeah, the dry desert card, it's that feeling of in life where you've been trying towards something, but it feels like things aren't coming to fruition. And I love this card because it reminds us sometimes when things on the outer layers of consciousness and in 3-dimensional reality are not coming to fruition, it's not because nothing's happening. It feels like a dry desert, it seems like a dry desert, but it's because you're being called underground to find the source of water, the source of nourishment, the source of nutrients, which is underground. So you're inside. It's like the metaphor of when you plant seeds. If just because you don't see a flower spring out of the ground immediately doesn't mean it's not germinating under the ground and coming out. It is. It's work. All kinds of shit's going on. Photosynthesis, not yet. Whatever other stuff is going on under the ground, the roots are absorbing the soil and all the different stuff that goes on under the ground. I'm not a fucking botanist. I don't know. But we do know that flowers under the ground, there's a lot going on before they birth themselves. So don't be too disheartened if you've felt like you've got some kind of dry desertness in the recent past. Now, in the present moment, we find ourselves in the Golden Palace position reversed. Let's look at what the hell that's about. Let go. What a surprise. A let go message of your tight hold on what you believe security should look like. I like this. Now is the time to conserve your energy. Once again, talking about conserving energy. So this is a conserve your energy card, and this is a conserve your energy card. Now is the time to conserve your energy and count your blessings. Resist the pull to become miserly. There will be enough money, love, youth, food, and shelter to go around. A mindset of fear and lack will shut off the flow of true abundance. Trust in the tides because the flow always returns from the ebb. Chop wood, carry water, as the Chinese proverb says. Practice faith and the treasure will be revealed. In fact, you'll find it in plain sight. I'm going to read that entire thing again. This is the present moment we're in. Did you know, have you guys all learned the concept that when somebody, like if you've got a teacher talking or a person channeling or anybody in the front of the room, any room you're in, giving information, and you sort of go to space, like you don't hear, like you're listening and you're nodding, but the words don't go into your brain. 9 times out of 10, when that happens, there's something important for you in the content that is so difficult for a part of you to receive that it shuts down. So we kind of go to sleep or go unconscious when the information coming towards us is actually quite relevant for us. So sometimes you want to listen again and again to something that you can't hear because it's for you. And this one is for me because I cannot hear it. So I'm going to read it again. Let go of your tight hold on what you believe security should look like. Now is the time to conserve your energy and count your blessings. Resist the pull to become miserly. There will be enough money, love, youth, food, and shelter to go around. A mindset of fear and lack will shut off the flow of true abundance. Trust in the tides because the flow always returns from the ebb. Chop wood, carry water, as the Chinese proverb says. Practice faith and the treasure will be revealed. In fact, you'll find it in plain sight. I love it. And I heard it that time. That's why we read it twice sometimes. The outcome card, we had this last week. Do you guys remember this card? The coming apart card? I heard back from some of you about this card and its relevance to your life. So here it is again. Apparently we're still working with this in this particular moment. We did have a Mars retrograde recently. So any of the major planets that are relatively close to our planet that we live on, when they retrograde, all kinds of wacky shit goes on. So I'm not surprised we still have some coming apart vibes. Now is the time to take separate, separate paths. The coming apart card is a sign to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, disillusion, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. Separation brings good fortune. So, putting all this together, this is a lot. It may feel like, and you may have been in a dry desert in the recent past. Things aren't birthing because they're germinating underground, and you're being encouraged to go underground with the seeds as they germinate and not be so attached to what it looks like on the outside. That's the recent past to some degree. We're being reminded to also remember abundance is occurring. Don't go into a lack of abundance mindset just because you've been in a dry desert and it seems like nothing's happening. There will be enough money, food, love, youth, etc., all the things on that list. I love that reminder. And as a result, maybe we took on a little too much in some area. Maybe there's a relationship that organically feels like it's wrapping up. Maybe something is just kind of coming to a conclusion and coming apart and kind of not the right time right now, or it doesn't fit, but you've been trying to fit the square peg of you into the round hole of it, and it's not fitting. You know, from the human design perspective, and if you haven't had your human design chart done, maybe now's the time, katierubin.com. I find this to be the most, elaborate, detailed, and specific system of studying the individual makeup of a person that I've come across in this reality. And this is 45 years of studying all the different systems that talk about what it is to be the individual you. Human design, bar none, miles beyond all the rest in terms of efficacy, clarity, specificity. If you're looking to understand why is that specific thing in my life not happening, or why does this thing always work but that thing doesn't, it's in your chart, and there are tools and teachings for each design, each type, each profile, each incarnation cross that help you drop into or anchor into who you really are so that you can flow. When we're being who we really are and when we're functioning as the vehicle of our individual self is meant to function, things work in the universal flow of reality. When we're not being who we are and we're trying to function, or we are functioning from the conditioning of who we think we should be, life is a constant uphill battle, or a constant, treading water to survive. But things can be more easeful and flow into your reality and work for you if you're functioning correctly as you're meant to function, which is what human design teaches us. So the point I'm making about this card is when something in your reality starts to feel like it's pulling apart, some of the best advice I was ever given, the simplest version of this. I mean, we can get very fancy with human design or astrology or any of it, but the simplest version is love what loves you back. Go where the love is. And if something feels like it's pulling apart, it's probably pulling apart. And if it's pulling apart, it's probably in your highest good that it's pulling apart. It's probably for the best. Otherwise, it wouldn't be pulling apart. And if you go chasing after the thing that's pulling away from you, that just says that you're trying to drink water from an empty well. And you're not bad and wrong for doing that. There are good reasons we do that. Habit, fear, having no frame of reference for there being another option. But we're being reminded by spirit, by consciousness, by the great vast wisdom beyond us all, within and beyond at the same time, that if you chase after what's not coming toward you, what's running away, you're going to the hardware store trying to buy some milk. They don't sell milk at the hardware store. They don't want you coming every week and going, can we have some milk now? They're like, we don't have milk. We have nails and hammers. So go to the grocery store. So if the hardware store is giving you the get out of here vibes, you don't need to chase that shit. This is an abundant universe. There's something better for you around the corner. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. That's your beginning of the week 3-card spread. We'll probably have a second one this week on Friday. What do I have for you? Remember, when you need your human design chart read, when you need to open the Akashic records and get guidance from your guides, from spirit, from consciousness, when you have some healing to do on the energetic, spiritual, emotional, or psychological, or even physical realms, check out katierubin.com and book your session or your package, and we'll get in there. We'll do some profound, game-changing, fast-moving healing. Also, always be on the lookout for at omapittsburgh.org, omapittsburgh.org. I teach a lot of classes through them, and right now we have a really full-packed, amazing one on Wednesday nights, and we're going to start a new series right after that one. So just look for me on the events section of omapittsburgh.org. You take the class from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in Pittsburgh. I'm not in Pittsburgh. So you can join us from anywhere in the world for that. My Friday daytime highest level healing class is beginning again, not this coming Friday, but the following Friday. So if you want a deep dive for 5 weeks online with an intimate group to heal some deep trauma or untangle some of your negative thinking, clear your limiting beliefs, bring a bunch of spiritual alignment into your system, talk about your stuff in a really safe context. That's Fridays 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time, beginning not this Friday, but the following Friday. And writing in alignment is going to start up in a couple weeks too. So if you're a writer developing any kind of writing project, this is a workshop style writing class where you bring in your writing. I give you coaching and feedback to get you writing more and support the development of whatever you're working on. And having written 6 solo shows, 6 hours of stand-up comedy, a book, 2 screenplays, and 3 plays on commission. I have a lot of experience as a writer, and I love supporting writers and developing their work. So hop on into that. And yeah, all of the information about all of it is at katierubin.com. I love you guys. Good to see you. Have a great week.